The Country Club of Charleston's Seth Rayner design course first opened in 1925 and this week plays host to its first major, the US Women's Open. The world's finest are in South Carolina competing for the biggest prize in women's golf, and defending champion Ariya Jutanugarn is looking to win back-to-back titles.
I feel great. I can't believe it's 1 year already, and when I come back here, I know it's not same course, but it's same tournament. Basically got the same feeling, really excited. It's one of the biggest tournament of the year. Always gonna have one of the hardest golf course, all year. And about the feeling, everything, all the spectators come and support, and it's just huge.
The USGA have made attempts in recent years to take their men's and women's championships to exciting new venues. We picked the brains of past champions and major champions to see how they think it will unfold.
It's not your typical US Open course. I think the scores might be a little bit lower. I think some of the bombers are going to have a good week. A lot of drivers out there, a lot of room, a lot of carries on the bunkers. So I think some of the longer hitters who are really striking their driver well are going to do well.
It's really tough, especially the green is just can roll off every minute. You have to really pay attention on every shot you hit.
Hitting it long and straight is never a bad combination on any golf course, but I feel like here it really comes down to placing your ball in the right sections of the green.
The USGA pride themselves on delivering the sternest of tests with their championships, and as ever, the players are wary that all might not be quite as it appears this week.
I feel like all of us players, we just never know what they have up their sleeve. A few of those pin placements out there that we might say as players, oh, surely they will not use that pin, but being USGA, they might still do it. And they always move plenty of tee boxes around and always just keep us on our toes, which makes it for a fun and fair test out there.
USGA always throws in these little tricks out there, and you definitely have to play smart in certain areas, but they also allow you to be aggressive, and kind of knowing when it's a green light and a red light situation is very important. And, especially on this golf course, it's pretty straightforward, but where they put the pins is going to dictate everything.
There definitely are a lot of runoffs and stuff, but I just think that's where if you want to win a tournament like this, you play the center of the green, maybe make a birdie or par, because there's tons of opportunities where you can make birdies where there's not fall-offs. I think on those you have to be a little bit more conservative.
Ahead of the big tee-off in Charleston, we were lucky enough to hear from a man pivotal to proceedings this week who knows better than most what awaits the competitors and fans alike.
When we arrived on property, we found a wonderful Seth Rayner golf course that is going to test the best players in the world. Mentally, physically, it's going to require them to use every golf club in their bag, but still is going to offer a fair test at the same time. And so I think it's going to be a wonderful championship, and the golf course really has everything you look for in a championship test. It's fairly generous off the tee, and we've heard those comments from players as they've made their way around. But whether it's the reverse Redan you see at the 11th hole, the Lion's Mouth green at 16, you have to find the right places on these putting surfaces, and that's where your mettle will really be tested.
With temperatures peaking at around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, it could become a survival of the fittest, with those successfully handling the heat coming out on top.
It is, but for me it's fine because, growing up in Thailand, so everything is not too hot.
It's definitely going to be an endurance test, especially after last week in Kingsmill. It was so warm there too, so lots of fluids and getting good rest is going to be very important.
Look, it's an outdoor game, and ultimately it's a test of the players, not just the ability to hit golf shots, but also to withstand the mental test that comes with heat and the physical test that comes with heat and humidity. You think about Jack Nicklaus and the players, he always said you could eliminate half the field for a US Open based on what they said about the golf course if they were complaining. I think the players who are complaining about the heat here, the strong competitors are probably mentally eliminating those people from contention going into the week. So will it pose a challenge? Absolutely yes, but it's a challenge these players are used to dealing with.
For many of the players, particularly those competing on home soil, the US Women's Open stands out above all other events in the calendar. A victory at the championship can be truly life-changing.
Oh, it's the best, the biggest and best. I don't know how other people feel, but I always think it's the biggest and best event of the year, and I always look forward to it.
I mean, it's the coolest thing. Definitely whenever you're announced, U.S. Open champion is always a highlight at any tournament, but when you're announced on the first tee at the U.S. Open that you've won it, it's pretty cool. It's something that, I have only 2 trophies in my house, and it's one of them, so it's pretty important. And every time I come to a U.S. Open, I'm very excited to play in our national championship, and it's always a good course, always get great crowds, and I want to put my name back on that trophy for sure.